Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. Did you know about the Global Relay for Life? Well, it's happening on the 8th and 9th of July right here in Trinidad and Tobago. You can be a part of it. And this morning, the chairperson of the TNT Cancer Society, Dr. Asante LeBlanc, joins us on set. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
You wasn't expecting that as the first question, huh?
You asked me that before. I didn't expect it again.
What do you mean? I like to make sure that you're nice and you're comfortable.
Yeah. No, I'm fine.
So
Thank you.
the TNT Cancer Society, I mean, you guys check in with us all the time. You have a couple of fundraisers, but this one is a special one. This is the first time you're being part of the Global Relay for Life event.
Yes, Rocker. So last year we started a collaboration with the American Cancer Society and became one of the member countries of their Global Relay for Life community. So it's exciting in its own right because
Tell me the benefits of that.
Global Relay for Life.
Yeah.
It's a global community coming together, all different countries. We come together. We have these relays for life, and it's about celebrating survivorship,
Right.
hope. It's raising funds for research, for support for cancer patients, but most of all, Rockers, it's just us, coming together and strengthening that fight against cancer and supporting.
In terms of signing on to be a part of the American Society, to be a part of the community, right? Is it that now the resources are shared? Do we have access to the research and the funding that they would be benefiting from?
I love that question. You're hitting me from all angles this morning. So it's interesting you ask that because the American Cancer Society actually reached out to us.
Right.
They recognize the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society for the work they've been doing over the past 52 years. And so yes, to answer that, yes, it is about networking.
Right.
It's about sharing a lot of our resources, sharing our experiences. It's teaching us and we teaching them as well about advocacy, about really making a difference. So it's not, so for me and for all of us involved in Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society, it's not just a talk.
Right.
We have to effect action. So like today is World No Tobacco Day, and we're hitting out tonight on them. So, it's really about coming together,
Right.
because it's not about just Trinidad, it's not just about the Caribbean, it's a worldwide fight against this disease. So when we got together, for example, in Portugal, we got together this year,
Right.
and it was amazing. South Africa, Zambia, Canada, Hawaii, I mean, everybody came together, Jamaica, our CARICOM nations, and sharing our experiences and really allowing us to network and
Are there
get stronger.
many similarities in the experiences?
Yes. We all think politicians need to do more. And you drink coffee to that. Yes.
Sip tea.
No,
Sips tea.
no. I'm not kidding, but there are similarities in that we can't stop fighting. We have to maintain the fight. Everybody understands where you are in that relationship, but the similarities are that we're all suffering. We all need funds to do research in our communities. We all need to see better healthcare when it comes to cancer and other NCDs for our patients. And for the developing countries especially, we're fighting a lot more. We all have similarities in how do we beat corruption and it just not be a political game. Let it be something that is long-standing. And
So, while I understand exactly where you're coming from when you speak about that, I also wonder the role that that us, the people on the ground, have to play with it, because when we talk about care at hospitals, there's one level that the politicians and the lawmakers are responsible for, but there's a level of it that we are responsible for, as in the day-to-day care, the active people who are working in the hospital,
Correct.
the patients who come into the hospital and how you treat each other and stuff like that. Do we see similar problems like that in other places as well, or is it just all top-down corruption?
No.
Okay.
All levels have to improve. And I think all of us shared extreme similarities coming out of the acute phase of the pandemic as well, in terms of resources not being allocated, burnt out employees in the healthcare system. And I think events like Global Relay for Life and our walks and our fundraisers, they're not just only about raising funds. It's raising awareness. It's sometimes you really feel down and you think, I can't go no more as a caregiver. But then you meet another caregiver on a walk and they go, and it brings a light out in you, And as a physician, I could tell you, sometimes you're like, why? How much more? And then you meet a physician, you're like, this is, or you meet a patient and they go, you are the reason, and this is the reason we do it, because we can make a difference as individuals, and we can make a difference as groups, and so that's what this is about, bringing together those survivors, bringing together the families, the caregivers, just it's an amazing experience. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's a very amazing
I think your passion is doing a fantastic job of describing it right now. I can feel it, and I'm sure it's coming to the screen as well. One of the things that stands out to me about this is that there's a lap that's supposed to happen for survivors in particular.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about that.
So this Global Relay for Life, and I think it's important to understand it's 2 days.
Right.
It's 2 days of events. So it's July 8th and 9th, right? So we're starting on the 8th from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So we start off with the survival lap. So we have a global hero for hope, who is Marcia Miranda.
Okay.
So we had to nominate her. She had to be approved, and she's our global hero for hope. So Marcia will lead the survivors on this lap around the savannah.
Oh, they do the savannah?
Yes, they do the savannah.
Okay.
Right? So we do that lap. Then we have the 5K race.
Right.
We have yoga. And then Raucous. It's the one I love the most, but it's the most heartbreaking yet heartwarming event, which is the Luminaria ceremony. And that's where we have paper bags with lights in them, and you can write names of who you lost, who's fighting, who is there, who survived. And it's just a silent walk of reflection and, dare I say, restoration, renovation, and strengthening of our fight against cancer. And those 4 events are on the 8th.
That's the 8th. All those happening on the 8th alone. What do you have in store for the 9th?
We start at, I think it's 7 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
I see in 6 a.m. on the flyer.
6 a.m. Well, you see, that makes my life even harder. So we're in Chagaramas.
Right.
And we do a trail. We can walk from the golf course to Macarip. There's a hike. I did that one to make sure it was good, and I'm selectively plucked, so you can see that it can be done.
I do that one already. Now look at that one. I do that one already.
And then a mountain bike trail.
Okay, so we have both.
Yeah, both.
All right.
Yeah.
So is it that how does it work if people want to be a part of it?
Right. So you register. It's individuals are $100 to register.
For all 6 events or per event?
Per day.
Per day, $100 per day?
Yes. So you register, for the 4 or the other one.
Okay.
And then there's group registration. Now here's the catch. If you do a group of 10 or more registration, then we challenge you to raise more money to donate to us. So you then have to get sponsorship. You do your own fundraising, because this is what it's about. It's about coming together and really putting the effort in. You understand, as a group. And this is not just Trinidad.
Well, of course,
it's worldwide. This is the model. This is the model.
Okay.
And so we're excited. And then you get to choose, when you register, you choose one of the items, either a backpack or a hat.
To get?
Yes. And the survivors and the caregivers get sashes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fancy. Nice. I like it. I just want people to understand as well, when we raise this money, when people come on, they come together in their groups and they decide they raise the money, or they go to their corporate sponsors and they get the donations, etc. Where does the money go?
I'm happy you asked me that too, because I think people need to hear that.
Yeah.
So our funds are raised towards our clinic operations, and if we have to buy any other equipment. Right? So that's what we do our fundraising.
Which clinic is this? The Cancer Society?
Our Cancer Society Clinic, which is in Dundonald Street, 69 Dundonald Street. We are hoping, Raucous as well, to slowly start research pertinent to our region, but we will have to collaborate with others outside as well.
We have the American Cancer Society now.
Well, so that's what we're hoping for. But primarily this fundraising, this first one, is going towards clinic operations and equipment that we have to get.
Fantastic. And if they want to reach out, of course, you have the Instagram and the emails
and the
phone numbers.
I'm going to look at my phone because I can't remember all those numbers.
That's all right.
And I'm getting young.
I have some here. 280-3353 would be one of the phone numbers that you can call, or 280-4536. You can check out cancertt.com.
Yes, and we're on IG, and we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter, as far as I know.
Just search TT Cancer Society. you're bound to find them on all of the above. Thank you so much, Dr. LeBlanc, for the work that you continue to do.
I have a shameless plug.
Go ahead, plug away.
I know I'm on TTT, but I'm begging you to tune in to CNC3 at 8 o'clock tonight because we are, please, because we have a show against World No Tobacco Day.
If you want, you better bring that show. You better bring that show here.
You should have brought me
here.
You
should have bring the show here. Thank you, Dr. LeBlanc. We appreciate the work that you're doing. Please continue to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Global Relay for Life is on the 8th and 9th of July. You definitely want to be a part of it. Head across to the cancertt.com and register to be a part of it. Yeah? We take that quick break and come back with more. You and easy, you know that?
I know.